Hey gang, we're getting towards the end of the summer here, and I know a lot of you are wondering maybe how can I get my kid that extra edge before the season starts? It's not going to cost me $1 million in ice time. And we teamed up with NHL Sense Arena. For those of you who don't know, NHL Sense Arena is a VR hockey training tool that uses the MetaQuest. It's got hundreds of drills, coaches' plans, even full ice 3v3 NHL style games, and it works for players and goalies. I'll tell you what's cool about it is that my kids actively want to dive in and use it, right? I mean, look, the kids love being at the rink too, but it's costly. So this is something they can use at the house all the time. I think what's also important is it replaces a lot of the other type of games that they're playing. And this one helps them with their hockey IQ, their decision making, their play reading, their positioning, especially for my goaltender. And what's cool is that it tracks everything. So now the leaderboard for my kids, it's how am I becoming as a hockey player? Which is awesome when they find that love for the game. So if you didn't know, look, this is, again, it's used by NHL pros, Division I college athletes. It's the top VR training tool, and it's licensed by the NHL, right? It's also an official partner of USA Hockey, the OMHA up in Canada. So this is the real deal, all right? And right now through our partnership, it's only $299 for a full year. And when you think about it, that's less than $1 a day, or really it's like one on-ice session, and you get it for the year. So look, they've made a website for this audience. If you want more information and to check out the specs, that's sensearena.com/OKPH. Again, sensearena.com/OKPH. So check it out. Enjoy it. Again, we're so happy to have partnered with them. We look for partners that understand the trust and value system that we have here at Our Kids Play Hockey. And with that said, let's get you into this week's episode. Enjoy it. Hello, hockey skaters and goalies around the world. Welcome back to another edition of the Ride to the Rink. It's Lee with former pro Bobby Robbins again played for the Boston Bruins. He played a lot with the Providence Bruins, the AHL. And Bobby shared an incredible story with us about one of his former coaches, who's a well-known AHL coach, about bringing your B game every time you play. What do I mean by that? Take a listen.
And I had some of the best advice I ever got in my life was when it was like my 6th year pro, and I was really a pro at this point. I had quit a bunch of addictions and distractions and things that were hindering me, things that I was partaking in that were self-sabotaging my career, and I got dialed in, and I was a good pro. I was the real deal with the Providence Bruins, AAA team, American Hockey League team of the Boston Bruins, and Bruce Cassidy, coach of the Vegas Knights, was my coach. So I got to play under Bruce for 3 seasons, and he's the best coach I ever had. I love playing for Bruce. That guy believed in me. You know, he believed in me. And what a cool feeling to have a coach believe in you. Sometimes I've played where coaches didn't believe in me. And then I had to find out how to navigate that. And that brought me strength too. That helped me in my hockey journey.
Right.
And finally, it all kind of clicked into place where I found a coach who really believed in me. And we were talking one day, and I would same thing with that curiosity, Lee. I would ask him questions all the time. I'm like, how does a guy make it? Like, what separates? I'm looking around at guys who were the same size as me. They played the same. Like, what separates a guy like that from somebody who doesn't make it? And one of the best pieces of advice he gave to me personally, he said, Bobby, he goes, you don't have to bring your A game every single night, but you better bring your B game. I was like, okay. So I broke that down. You don't have to bring your A game every night because really you can't.
Yeah.
You can't bring your A game every night. But what he was talking about was consistency.
Right.
And that was something that I had to learn. So instead of him saying, hey, you have to be better at consistency, he's like the wise teacher. He's a great coach. He gave me something to think about. You don't have to bring your A game, Bobby, every night, but you better bring your B game. It was almost like a threat, like, hey, you better bring your B game or you're not going to be playing, because you see so many players, and I saw it early in my career. I'd bring my A game, like play out of my mind
right
on Friday, and Saturday I was awful, and then Sunday was like, oh, decent. So it was like my A game, then my D game, then my C+ game, and that just equals inconsistent. But I found out later, I was like, okay, whether I feel great, whether I feel like junk, whether I'm sick, whether I'm hurt, I'm going to bring my B game for sure, which is good. If you're looking at the grading scale, A is excellent, B is good,
right,
C is average. So I play good hockey every single game, and I'm always trying to play my A game. And then maybe, 3 out of 10 games, I'll bring that A game where everything clicks into place and I'm out of my mind. And that's, you've experienced it where everything's just effortless and easy.
Yeah.
I feel like some guys could play like that. Yeah. They just exist in the zone. But for me, it was like, most days I didn't feel great. Nothing was working. I wasn't catching passes. My legs felt heavy. Nothing was going my way. How do I now take that? That's an atmosphere that could lead to an F game or a D game and just derail the whole week,
Right.
Now, how do I take that situation and say, I'm going to find a way to play my B game, be really good right now? That's consistency. And that's what I learned. And so that's, I love that. You don't have to bring your A game every night, but you got to bring your B game.
I mean, Bobby, that's prolific advice.
Yeah, right.
It's really good. That might be a newsletter.
That might be a Sabbath shift.
Right. I think you got to do that. And I'll tell for the kids listening and parents, I know you listen too. Bobby's joined our team. He's actually writing a whole series on our email list. You can subscribe over at hockeywraparound.com, or there'll be a link accompanying this episode as well. But without even prompting you, Bobby, like that's the value this guy brings to you. In terms of like why we've teamed up with him. I was not expecting that answer. I mean, I'm going to share that with my teams. Such a good piece of advice. And yeah, it came from an NHL coach too, but Bobby, I really appreciate you sharing that. And for the kids listening, man, heed that advice. You can't bring that A game every single day probably to the ability you want to, but be consistent. That is something that's so important. Coaches notice that. Right. Like, and I can tell you right now in youth hockey kids, you all know I coach youth hockey. There's a kid that might show up. We call them streaky. You might show up one time at an A game and might show up as a D game. That's not awesome. Right. And usually it's mindset driven. Just show up. Just show up and do your best. Right. And remember, don't allow judgment to grip you to the point you can't perform. Be curious. One of the things you said too, Bobby, I want to tap on this. The curiosity was not always a fun question. Right? Curiosity is not always about, I'm doing great. How can I keep doing great? That's a good question, but it's, I am not feeling the way I want to feel. I'm not getting the support I want to get. Ask the good questions. What do I need to do? What will separate me? Kids, that curiosity is a skill set. And I promise you kids listening, I want you to really hear me on this. You do have this from birth. It's a natural human instinct to be curious about the world around you. It will be taken from you if you allow it to be taken. Don't lose your curiosity and creativity. Hold on to that as long as you can. Parents, we play a role in that as well, right? We're so encouraging when we're teaching kids to walk, right? But we taper off. Kids, be curious. Be creative. Bobby, any final thoughts before we end this?
Go for it.
Love it.
Go for it. You're going to chase a dream. Go for it. I turned into an old man all of a sudden. I got some gray hairs. I'm like, oh man, where did life go? I played, 30 years chasing the hockey dream and then it's over. So now I look back and I'm like, man, it goes by fast, but it was worth it. And I have so many memories and lessons. And I just encourage you to go for it. And if you can come to the end of your hockey journey, whether it ends in the NHL as a cup of coffee guy, whether it ends as an NHL All-Star, whether it ends in junior hockey or college hockey, wherever your journey ends, if you can end that journey and look back and say, I didn't have any regrets at all, and my hockey journey equipped me to make the transition into whatever's next, man, that's a hockey journey well lived and a success, in my opinion. So I'd say live it up and go for it.
I love it, man. Well, listen, kids, wherever you're at on your hockey journey, remember, we believe in you. You should too. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of The Ride to the Rink. Well, thank Bobby Robbins. I'm Lee. We'll see you next time, kids. Remember, skate hard, have fun, take care.
See you guys.